Welcome back to BST, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on yet another episode. The NFL is insane. We're only in week 6, and it's already unpredictable as hell. I don't even know what's like. I think this is the most wide open this league has been in a good while, because for years it was the Patriots. That's the favorite. For years it was the Chiefs. They're the favorite.
Could still be the Chiefs.
We'll get to their game. And I agree. It could still very well be the Chiefs, but I think there's still definitely a belief that anybody's beatable. It doesn't matter. Like, anybody's beatable.
Yeah.
The Bills, they lost to the Patriots. You can look at every team, and every team has a loss, obviously, but especially not only a loss, every team has a game that they should have won, and they lost.
Yeah.
So the league is wide open, and I think people are slowly realizing it doesn't matter how you win; it's matter if you win. And we'll get to the Packers game, and that's especially relevant in that one.
Well, I think it's, to your point, it's week-to-week league. Your team wins one week, you feel pretty good. That feeling could not be there the next week.
And I was somebody who always gave you crap for that. I'm like, I'm so tired of that. But I mean,
so much parity in the NFL.
More and more, I'm believing it now.
The margins are so
and
slim.
Even though there are blowouts,
there are.
This week was just insane. We won't go through every game. We have a few games that we want to discuss here, and we might as well get started with the London game. If the NFL is trying to grow the game overseas, this is not what you want to send over to London for all the fans to witness. Absolute atrocity of a game. The Broncos win 13-11.
I mean, if you're going for
ridiculous.
Drama in a close game, they won on that. But I think NFL fans want to see more scoring.
Yeah,
and
it's a horrible product.
I mean, I did not get up in time to see much of the first quarter. I think I saw the tail end of the first quarter. Denver took a 10-6 lead, and I thought, okay, it's close right now. Maybe they're going to score some points. And then they scored 0 in the second quarter.
Well, that's the thing. I figured if Denver, I figured it'd be a close game, but it'd be like 23-13.
Yeah,
because that's the thing about Denver right now. To me, as long as their offense isn't consistent, they're not a contender. Their defense can. I mean, we've seen very few teams not or win a Super Bowl without having at least an offense that can convert. But I mean, it was a bad day offensively. Bo Nix played all right, had 174 yards, a touchdown, was only sacked once. But I think most Denver fans are just pretty much just hating Sean Payton at this point, want to change to one of their coordinators, Joe Lombardi or Davis Webb, probably. And I mean, there were several bizarre moments. They only had 10 attempts at or behind, or they had 10 attempts at or behind the line of scrimmage. So that's kind of shocking. Just a lot of screen passes. I know a few Broncos fans are all mad. They're like, why are we throwing so many screen passes? Like, it's just ridiculous.
Take what the defense gives you, I guess.
I guess, but it ain't working. And then in the third quarter, they had that stupid fullback dive on 3rd and 10. I mean, they're backed up in the early end zone, but you run a fullback dive. It's like, what? Why? You're just giving up at that point. You're just like, all right, well, I guess we're punting. There's no aggressiveness. They had 4 3-and-out drives in the second half, and they gave up a safety off that holding call in the end zone.
Yep.
So what a sloppy day from Denver, and they haven't really shown all season that they can consistently put a full game of offense together.
Well, and then they looked on the other side and they realized they're playing the Jets and Justin Fields.
The Jets, and literally that's why I have Denver offense struggled. And then under that, I have New York's offense struggled more. Because that's literally what it was.
Well, and
it was even worse.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
-10 net passing yards for Justin Fields on the day. Because he had 45 yards through the air, but he was sacked 9 times. What's the record? I don't even know. That's the most I've seen in a game.
9 was a bad number for Justin Fields in this game. It equaled not only 9 sacks, like you said, it equaled his 9 completions that he had, and his 9 QBR that he had for the game. So
it's ridiculous.
9 is not a great number for Fields. So
I mean, that is
you have
absolutely
as many completions as sacks as times you were sacked.
I haven't seen 9 sacks in a minute. I don't know if I've ever seen
45 yards, minus 10 total passing yards for
with the
Fields.
sack yards.
2.6 average per attempt. He was atrocious. He could not hit anybody. I don't know how many times Garrett Wilson was open, but Garrett Wilson had 3 catches for 13 yards in this game. He was targeted 8 times.
Well, he had that play at the end where he was open and Fields threw it late, and then it got broken up.
There were a couple times he threw it, I don't know. I felt bad for Garrett Wilson. It felt like he was doing so much to get open, and it took him forever to even target him. I'm surprised he got 8 targets, but, half of your targets went to Garrett Wilson in that game.
And to me, this is what I expected from New York all season. And I feel like all things considered, they're 0-6, but they've been better than their record would indicate. And even their offense, I thought, has been good at times. I mean, I think it's a combined 6 points to the Buccaneers, the Steelers, and the Broncos now. They lost by, and you'll take that.
They've had some close ones.
They could have beaten They could have beaten all 3 of those teams. The Buccaneers game was a little bit more out of hand, and it just got close at the end. Mm-hmm. But they definitely could have won this game. But honestly, it's a question of how long until Aaron Glenn is fired.
He won't be.
Well, he had that bizarre decision where they did the fake punt before halftime. They got it, and then he decided to be so passive. And then, he just let the clock run out. And it's what was the point?
Yeah, that was weird. That was weird.
What was the point of taking the fake punt, going for that aggressive move, only to
not be
run
aggressive.
Out the clock?
Yeah.
Very bizarre.
I think for Glenn, I don't think he gets fired this year. I think they're going to let him have the opportunity to try to change the culture. I think they're going to have a fire sale of players. I think they're going to ultimately look at the locker room and figure out, okay, who are our key guys that we want to keep, or do we blow the whole thing up?
I think Breece Hall could be gone.
Garrett Wilson I don't know. You keep Garrett Wilson.
I think they will keep him.
I think they extended him. They paid him. So
Breece
Hall,
I think, could be gone because he hasn't been paid yet.
Yeah. So, they just need a chance to...
Well, why the hell did you pay Justin
Fields?
Over?
I don't know.
Hold on. Let me search it up. What's his contract? Because
I thought they only signed him for a year.
I can't remember.
I thought they only signed him for the 1 year.
I think it's guaranteed. 1 year, 1 year, $30 million.
I don't know.
Or 2 year, $40 million.
2 year, $40 million contract. Okay.
So, but $30 million guaranteed. So, it's just a waste.
That's a lot.
This guy ain't worth that.
Well, you're just not playing to his strengths. You're trying to make him be a pocket passer, and just scheme up some plays that get him out on the perimeter or something, on the move. Use his feet more. I don't know.
I feel like this is his last stint as a starter. He's just not.
He's just going to be a backup.
He can't play the position.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he's a dynamic athlete, and he has a decent arm. He just doesn't understand, concepts and timing and all that. And it happens to other quarterbacks too. Some quarterbacks just don't understand those things, and it doesn't work out in the league. But to pay this guy that much is just a disaster. The defense isn't as good. The defense played good in this game, but hasn't been good this year. And I think that's why it's a little bit more concerning for Denver, is because this Jets defense hasn't been that good.
Well, and Glenn inherited a dumpster fire.
Fair.
So,
it's the Jets.
You can't put this all on him. He doesn't have the personnel, I guess. He has to be given a couple seasons to try to turn it around.
I agree.
But it is New York, so who knows?
Yeah,
it's a
they'll
coin
fire
flip. They'll probably where they should let him have an opportunity to build a team. They'll probably fire him.
Yeah,
who knows? If he doesn't win a game, I think they'll probably figure they might need somebody else. But who knows? But at least if not, If anything, just maybe change up some play calling. Maybe Glenn needs to take on different roles, and maybe he needs to give up the play calling to somebody else on defense. I think he's calling defense, but I could be wrong. Maybe he's not. But
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. But it's way too much time to talk about the Jets. What about the Broncos?
Broncos, if they do change from Sean Payton as a caller, would be kind of interesting, just because Sean Payton's a legend of the league.
Why are people so upset? They're 4-2.
I think it's just the quality.
So there's no style points.
Yeah, but a
win is a win. Take it.
We're saying that as Packers fans, we just scored 27.
Yeah.
And this is ugly. This is really bad. And last week against the Eagles, you score 14 in the fourth, but up until that point, you had 3 all game, and you couldn't really score. And your best game all season came against the Bengals. Shocker. Their defense sucks. I think Denver fans are just tired of seeing bad offensive play, especially since last year it was pretty good. But I think sometimes when it's your first year with a quarterback, you can kind of get in that kind of honeymoon phase where you're kind of clouded a little bit.
I don't know. I think the fact that they've lost 2 games by a total of 4 points, it's kind of a little bit of a, hey, you're getting through it. The important part of the season starts after Thanksgiving. You set yourself up right now. So,
fair.
I don't think you remove Sean Payton as a play caller. Maybe it's been more execution than play call. Who knows?
Well, Broncos fans seem to think that Bo Nix is faultless. So
yeah, well, nobody's faultless, but hey,
they also
he played all right.
Ball well, and they drafted that guy Harvey in the second round, I believe it was. And
2 carries for 4 yards.
To use him.
Yeah.
So that's the weirdest thing about this draft. There are so many players that teams drafted them and they just don't use them. And I get it, they're rookies and they're maybe not ready, but
first rounders aren't really supposed to be development players, I guess.
I guess, but look at all these teams that picked running backs, and then you got Scadoo in the 4th round. He's handling 20 carries a game, rushing for 3 touchdowns. So
yeah,
tells you what you need to know about these scouting departments. Just go draft the guy who run through a wall for you, right. And that's my take on that. I think, man, we couldn't even make it through an episode. The Giants even play today. We're already talking about Scadoo, but yeah. Broncos 4-2, big because you got to keep pace ahead of Kansas City and try to stay with the Chargers. But yeah, let's move on from this dumpster fire to probably the best game of the day. One of them, Panthers upsetting the Cowboys 30-27. Let's start out by saying this: Dallas could really use a guy like Michael Parsons. And I get it. Micah Parsons, I have been a little bit disappointed by his impact in Green Bay just because, the statistics aren't there. He's not getting as many sacks as I figured he would.
Whoa, whoops. Sorry.
Yeah, look at you sabotaging the show. Anyway.
That was bad. My bad.
Yeah, if you want to say the Packers lost the trade, go ahead. We don't know yet. With how the picks are going to span.
I don't care. I'd still take them.
No, exactly.
Gives a crap.
But for Dallas, we've said this all year. When they continue to put up points offensively and move the ball like they have been so far, they're the number 1 offense in the league. I'm not sure if that held up, but they had another good offensive day if the numbers stayed where they were. Every week that they do that and they don't win, especially in a game like this against the Panthers, that's just one more reason why you should have just kept Micah, because they weren't able to get really any pressure on Bryce Young all day.
Yeah, they had a 17-13 lead at half. So, Dallas was playing well. They're kind of trading. It seemed like they were kind of trading touchdowns for a lot of it, but it felt like, going into the 4th quarter, you had a lead 24-20. In that type of a scenario, it was going to be whose defense was going to make the play first. And, I think from what we've seen out of Dallas...
Dallas made the play first.
Yeah.
Because they forced the Panthers to punt, and then...
That's true.
But then the Panthers
return the favor.
Yeah, and then so I mean, I think Dallas made the play they needed. They just didn't. Their offense couldn't get it done.
Well, and it comes down to it, 27-27, and Carolina does a 15-play, 71-yard drive, takes the final 6:07 off the clock to ice the game.
Yeah,
and so I think that was where.
And they went for it on fourth down on that drive.
Went for it on fourth.
Big balls by Canales there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how many coaches. I mean, Dan Campbell for sure, but not very many coaches in the league would have done that. That takes balls to go for it on fourth. But I mean, you're also the Panthers, so.
Well, you're sitting there like, what are you going to do? You know, fall out of last place?
But honestly, the big difference in this game was the Cowboys couldn't run the ball. They have so far in the season with Javonte Williams, only 31 yards in this game as a team. And the Panthers, 216 rushing yards. And Rico Dowdle, man. This guy has turned into LaDainian Tomlinson over these past 2 weeks.
He's playing well.
He has 473 scrimmage yards in
That's
2
crazy.
weeks.
30 carries, 183 yards.
Becoming the starter. Revenge game against his own team. I'm pretty sure there was a quote before that he would make him pay or something like that. And he did. I mean, he ran all over him. But ask Jerry, and the run defense is fixed because you have Kenny Clark. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Well, the fact is that even with Micah Parsons on, the Cowboys, they still were struggling to stop the run. It's more than just Parsons, but now they have really no pressure.
Now they're just getting destroyed through the air.
Yeah, they have no pressure. I mean, Bryce Young was sacked one time. Dak was not sacked at all. So the only sack in the game actually was Dallas. But, you know, when push came to shove, you have Bryce Young and the Panthers scoring 30 on you.
I will say the Panthers' run defense is underrated because, I mean, last week they stopped Achane for only like 16 yards.
Yeah, Javonte Williams, he was playing pretty well, 13 for 29 yards, only 31 total rushing yards
He's
by
playing
Dallas.
really well. And that's kind of been the difference this year for Dallas because in the past it's just been all Dak. But this year they've had a run game, but they didn't in this game, and that was the main difference. But still, it's a game for Dallas that, I mean, every game's going to be like this, and it's going to be really hard to win every game because, I mean, Dallas almost has to be perfect.
That's what they're saying. A lot of the pundits are saying, you know, Prescott's got to be perfect and play hero ball the whole year, and when he doesn't, they're going to lose, and kind of came into play today.
But, I mean, Pickens is picking up for CD, 9 catches, 168 yards, a touchdown. Once they get CD back, they're still going to be dangerous.
What's that going to be like for Pickens, though? You know,
I mean, his production's definitely going to go down.
Is that going to affect him?
I mean, I don't know. It's tough. I think you've seen what Pickens can do, but I mean, CD's just such a good player. You're going to have to try to feed them both, but it's going to be hard. And then you have Ferguson, who's been such a great weapon for him this year. But yeah, it's just a tough one.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, there were so many games last week when I did the podcast, I was saying, what a great morale win. What a great morale win for the Panthers. I mean, last week was great as well. You beat the Dolphins, though. I mean, even the Cowboys, even if their defense may suck, this was just a good win for the Panthers. And are they second in the NFC or the NFC East, or not East, South right now?
I think so.
I think they're
standings.
I think they're second.
Yep, they're 3-3, second place behind Tampa.
That is wild.
Atlanta plays tomorrow night, and if they win, Atlanta's 2-2.
That is wild.
Carolina 3-3 right now.
That is wild. The Panthers are second in the NFC South. Good for them. Good for them. Gotta love it. Hopefully, I've been cheering for Bryce Young. I still don't think he's the future, to be honest. I just don't think he has the skills and the build really to do it. But I'm just glad that they're getting some wins. And who doesn't like it when the Cowboys lose? It's such an awesome thing. But yeah, so the Cowboys dropped to 2-3-1. The Panthers improved at 3-3, winning 30-27. Let's get to our Packers. What a weird game. So the Packers started out this game, I counted it, They outgained Cincinnati in the first quarter 116-1 in yards.
Yep.
And the score was 0-0 to end the first. And that is basically what has happened all season long. The Packers defense comes out flying. It happened against Dallas. They came out flying in the first quarter, and they have so far this season, but the Packers cannot leave the first quarter with a commanding lead like they should.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
So I made some notes. I wrote down 6 points.
Okay.
Six things about the game, kind of in sequential order a little bit, which we can expand on as well. I had Packers dominate in time of possession in the first half, yet one turnover, a pick by Love, and 2 punts derailed their drives. I mean, that interception derailed the long opening drive. I mean, I was like 10-play drive, whatever it was. Should have been 3, ended in 0, and they only put up 10 points in the first half. But yet, like to your point, yardage-wise, way outgained the Bengals. Bengals really only had, that last possession of the first half, they had like a 50-yard, try to get into field goal range, and luckily LaFleur calls a timeout, or that record for outdoors is McPherson's for 67-yard field goal. It hits the crossbar, bounces in, but he called the timeout, so didn't count. He re-kicks it, and he's not even close. And then I wrote down Bengals own the third quarter. They started the third quarter with that 10-minute drive. It was 17 plays, 78 yards in 10 minutes and 14 seconds. It was excruciating to watch.
Oh, it's horrible.
It was just like, man, I mean, here's Joe Flacco. He's been in the building for the Bengals for like 2 days, and he's just
Dyson.
Yeah, he's just slinging it. And I mean, credit Joe Flacco. I mean, people want to bash the guy.
Hey, it's one hell of an upgrade to go to from the Browns receivers to those ones.
Joe Flacco is a vet, and that dude does not get flustered. No. That dude is the same no matter what. Yeah. And if you sleep on Joe Flacco, he will stab you in the heart. He will take you down because the dude has no fear. He plays loose, and clearly came into this game and he just, started shaky, started slow, but then it felt like, I don't know if we can stop Joe Flacco. I mean, it felt like Cleveland
especially
4 weeks ago.
Second half.
I felt like, I feel like I've seen that this year. I've seen this before this year.
When they were up 10-0,
I was like, son of a
they've
bitch.
been up 10-0 before on Joe Flacco. And I'm like,
well, yeah.
God.
And he goes and does that 10-minute drive, and they get it to 10-7. I'm like, shit, here we go. Yep. We're going to screw this up. Anyhow, I had my third point, Packers ground game. Josh Jacobs has a solid day. So I think Jacobs' line was 18 carries, 93 yards, 2 touchdowns. I think he had 5 receptions for 57 yards. So Jacobs had a solid day.
Yes, he did.
Fourth point, Jamar Chase had an unreal touchdown catch.
That was crazy.
I mean,
he had great catches all day.
Jamar Chase.
We made him earn him, though.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, he was 10 catches, 94 yards, and a touchdown. I mean, with Joe Flacco, he's practiced with for 2 days. I mean, Jamar Chase is just if you can get him the ball, he's probably going to catch it. And I mean, 2 guys, double coverage. I mean,
didn't matter.
It felt like Nixon was mugging him, and he still just like caught it. And you're like, oh my god. So I mean, hats off to Jamar Chase because that was a phenomenal catch. I can say that now because we won, but I would say it even if we lost because that was incredible. So, and then my fifth point was key 3rd and 9 conversion by the Packers and Matthew Golden.
Yep.
Jordan Love to Matthew Golden for 31-yard pass on 3rd and 9. I thought, we got to that point. We just got sacked. All the momentum's against us.
I thought that was it. My God.
It felt like, oh, crap.
They're going to give him the ball. I was literally getting gas. I had the thing playing on my phone. I was getting gas. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
I thought, did that put us on the edge of? I mean, I don't know. We had this new kicker. What was his name? I don't even remember.
Havlicek or something.
Havlicek. Well, whoever you are, you kicked great for us today. But I'm sitting there going, I have no idea if this dude can kick far field goals. But I thought, oh man, is that out of field goal range or what are we gonna do? Give it back to him? Yeah, but Jordan Love comes through on 3rd and 9. It was great to see. And then ultimately, after first half, not so great. Scored on the final 3 possessions. We got points on the final 3 possessions. of the game. Touchdown,
that's
touchdown,
what
field
makes
goal.
me mad. This team doesn't know what complimentary football means.
We need to have touchdown, touchdown, field goal in the first half and touchdown, touchdown, field goal in the second half.
And it's not even about that.
Yeah.
It's like this defense shows up when the offense ain't there, and then as soon as the offense starts heating up in the second half, where's the defense? And I think I wrote it down. Where was it? Yeah. They allowed 2 touchdowns and a field goal on 4 drives, and the final drive for Cincy was a missed field goal. So it doesn't even matter. It's just ridiculous. Like, this team doesn't even know how to play complimentary football.
My final, so I did those 6 points, but then I had a question I wrote down. What is the Packers' identity?
They don't have one. Their identity is getting pushed around. That's their identity.
It feels like I don't know where the disconnect kind of is, because they make some great plays, and granted, here we are bitching up a storm after a 27-18 win. You know, I said earlier,
because where is the team that beat Washington and Detroit handily?
I said no style points in the NFL, but it's like I don't know what has happened, but yeah, those first 2 weeks they were just kind of flying around, and now it kind of feels like we're sleepwalking a little bit. It kind of feels like they're playing with this attitude of, hey, we've got Micah Parsons now. Like, we're good. We're going to just win. And it's like other teams are like, whatever. You think you're going to win? We're going to beat you. And, I mean, they're going to – it just seems like Cleveland, Dallas, now Cincinnati have all just moved the ball. And the Packers D – looks kind of like it always has.
Well, we're not getting sacks. We're not getting turnovers.
We're getting pressures, but we're not getting sacks. We're not forcing turnovers. And I feel like those will come at some point. At some point, you're going to force some, but
we're not getting gashed. We're just getting paper cuts. On defense.
Yeah, it just feels like we're giving up really long drives.
Yeah.
You know, like teams are just kind of dinking and
nobody's
dunking.
making a mistake on us.
Yeah.
And we're not getting a mistake.
They're dinking and dunking. They're doing 10-minute drives, taking the ball out of the offense's hands, and then we're kind of feeling like, oh, crap. Our sleepwalk in the first half where we put up a bunch of yards and controlled the ball but didn't score any points, now it's biting us in the ass because these teams are doing long drives. I mean, if you can go score 3 touchdowns in the first half, get a 3-score lead, and they're taking 10 minutes to score, you're like, fine, take 10 minutes. You know, it's not going to be a big deal. But when you haven't really built a lead, you have a 2-score lead, which is just a touchdown and a field goal. It's like, man, a touchdown really turns this. And we were damn lucky at 20-10 that we stopped them enough to hold them to a field goal. I mean, I think that's a much different feel getting the ball back 20-17 than 20-13 going, okay, get a field goal and we can extend this. And fortunately, we, or maybe that was it was 17-10, wasn't it? Anyway, whatever the hell it was. I don't know. I think it was 17-10 instead of 17-14. Anyway, you know, so I don't know. They don't have an identity right now. They're searching for it. I mean, we're 3-1-1. You know, people are probably going to say, stop your whining, but it feels like it's been a long time since we just had a team come in that we just blew out. And honestly, though, looking at the weapons that Cincinnati has, I mean, You've got Higgins and Chase that are probably as talented a duo in the NFL, right?
Yep.
And you've got Yoshivas. I mean, you know, as a decent third receiver, you were without Gesicki, right? He got hurt. The Bengals absolutely have the weapons on offense, and all they needed was a competent quarterback that could get him the ball. And Flacco came in, and he's like, I don't know. I just want to play football.
Sack the guy.
I know.
It's ridiculous.
And that's what's weird is, like, I don't feel like Joe Burrow ever sat back there and just, I don't know, that O-line just came to play. And I don't know, there's a weird thing in the NFL. These players come in and it's like it's new hope. You give a team new hope and they start playing well. I don't know what it is. I mean, there's that. I mean, the Dallas was super hyped to play against Micah Parsons. They showed it, you know, in that game. Probably should have won. You know, Cleveland Browns game was just, I think, fluky, you know, really. Yeah. There wasn't even extra juice for Cleveland against Green Bay, but I don't know. I think Joe Flacco just kind of created a little bit of a spark, and I think I think those receivers were like, okay, this guy can actually throw the ball. He's not Jake Browning, who's done nothing, right?
Yeah.
No disrespect, but hasn't done anything
very
in the
much
NFL.
Disrespect. You suck, Jake Browning.
Well, no,
you're garbage.
But I think when receivers have some faith and confidence in the quarterback throwing the ball, I think they play better. I think they run their routes better. They're waiting for the ball, and then they discovered early on, oh, wow, Flacco can put it where we need it, and that's what he did. And fortunately, the offense of Green Bay in the second half answered. We answered the scores that Cincinnati put up, but it just felt way too close for that type of a game.
Just
for what it was. It felt more like Joe Burrow was out there, and where I'm like, okay, this is what we have to do. But I don't know. Just in some of those games, being a 15-point favorite, you feel like you'd come out and show it.
I'm just so disappointed by this pass rush at this point. Like I was expecting so much better.
Well, and
it's just ridiculous.
I think honestly, I don't fault Parsons. I think Parsons is getting doubled on.
I'm faulting everybody else in that line.
Yeah, I think if he's getting the double team, how come the others aren't winning? Like, where's Gary?
I don't think we got that many.
Where's Gary?
I don't think they're as good as we think we thought. We
didn't have Wyatt, right?
We were
missing Wyatt, and so
that's big.
And Van Ness went down. I heard. So
lovely.
I don't know what's happening there, but yeah, I feel like Micah Parsons should be creating those mismatches, and the others are not really stepping up.
No. And I don't even know the defense. I don't know what this team is. At this point, they're not a contender in my eyes. They're just not consistent enough. And, of course, consistency comes with games as you play them. But I'm not getting my hopes up. I don't think this is the year that they're going to win it all. I think they could in years to come. I think they have some of the pieces too.
I think they're still just and they're an identity away. I think they've got the talent on the roster. I just don't know if they'll put it together.
They're just so passive.
It'll be interesting to see how they hit their stride. It will be interesting to me because I do think the Jaden Reed injury has I think he became a pretty important cog in that offense, and I think you're seeing Matthew Golden today step up a little bit in those spots because you've seen in past last 2 years or whatever since Reed's been there. Reed has kind of been that guy to go to. Dobbs has stepped up and he's a go-to now, but Reed is kind of that slot guy that's kind of been somewhat of a go-to, and I think missing Reed has kind of thrown them a little bit more than I think we thought it would be.
Fair.
So it'll be interesting to see with Christian Watson coming back. He gets plugged in. What does that do? Does that bring some more juice? Now you got two fast guys, right? You got two guys that can beat deep. And honestly, Golden, a lot of him getting open today was his speed, right? I think a lot of it was he was able to create some separation on some ad libs and get open.
We'll still throw 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage every play.
Well, I mean, I felt like Jordan Love played a good game today.
He played good.
His worst throw was on that first drive. He missed Musgrave pretty badly over the middle high on a play later.
How
but
inconsistent they are. They never impose their will on a team. Like it's so frustrating, man, because it's like the flashes are there, but like in the first quarter, you drive down the field with such ease sometimes, and then they just come up short, and it's so weird too because they're like number 1 in the league on third down, but it also feels like, and I'm pretty sure they're one of the best in the league in converting in the red zone, but it also just feels like they just don't have that piece on offense that just consistently converts for them, and it's just like it's not there. And I wish they'd just get Tucker Kraft involved more. I mean, he only had 2 catches in this game. He caught the touchdown, but I'm like, just feed this guy. This guy's a monster. This guy can make big plays for you. Just feed him. Like, he should be the focal point. Him and Jacobs.
There was a question in the press conference for LaFleur after the game, and someone asked him, "Hey, what do you Matthew Golden had about 100 yards total offense today. 16 yards rushing or something.
Yep.
And is 86 yards.
Yep.
Receiving. And they said, is this your plan to incorporate him more in this, and that you're going to go to him more? And LaFleur's response was kind of interesting, because he kind of just laughed off, said, hey, you guys really want that, but that's never been our thing, to just focus on one.
Well, why don't we make it our thing, LaFleur?
Yeah, so it's definitely, for you saying they throw behind line of scrimmage, I mean, Jordan Love's average pass was 10 yards today.
Okay.
So, I mean, he's throwing.
All I'm saying is,
I think we're leading the league in yards
but I'm saying
down the field,
every
right?
game we have those plays.
Well, and I think what is weird is that we do these little short things that don't seem to work, and then we punt a couple times. And then we're sitting there like, okay, what's going to happen here? We can't do anything. And then he connects on a 35-yard sideline pass to Golden, just drops it in the bucket. And you're like, well, where the hell's that been? Like, why aren't we doing that?
The other thing is the O-line sucks now. Even today, I thought Love did a great job moving the chains with his legs, especially in the first half and even later. But, the O-line wasn't really protecting him that well. He was running around a little bit, and he got sacked. It almost ruined the last drive when he got sacked.
Yeah.
He probably should have been sacked more, but he's able to escape. It's just, there are so many things wrong with this team right now. I have no confidence.
Well, I guess the good news on that is that with all the things we see wrong, we're 3-1-1 and first in the division. So, I mean, with all the things and the sky's falling,
really first in the division?
Yeah, well, you off winning percentage. That's what the
Is it
tie
serious?
gives you. Yeah.
Oh my god.
You're ahead of the 4-2, which we'll talk about in a minute. The 4-2 Detroit Lions.
That's wild.
Yeah, that's what you hate, the ties, but they always come to bite you.
I will say it looks a lot better right now.
Well, when it's 3-1-1,
because it just looks like 3-1.
Yeah. No, it's gonna look weird all year.
I just put my thumb right over the bye. I'm not even or the tie.
Yeah, and it's come to bite us in the past when we didn't have the tie, because someone in our division had a tie and had one fewer loss, and then that really, on playoff seeding, that comes into play. So it may benefit the Packers later on, but obviously, I mean, I'd take the tie over the loss, but just barely. I hate the ties.
It still looks horrible.
Yeah,
but
so for all of our pickiness on the Green Bay Packers, they're 3-1-1. They're not playing their best football right now, but they found a way to win.
I just don't know what our best football is at this point. What's the ceiling
what
on
we
this
played
team?
in the first game against Detroit was pretty close to, our best football, I guess. It just feels like when we get our best on defense, we don't quite get the best on the other side, and vice versa. It just seems like there isn't all three phases aren't always clicking.
No.
Special teams, though, played well today. The offense and special teams, I think, carried it over the defense today. But that's the thing. I just think it's, I don't know. I don't know what the mentality is for this team. They just kind of come in, and it feels kind of like,
I just think we're soft.
Yeah, we don't just punch anyone in the face. We're fast, but we're not real big. We have speed, but we don't have
and that's
power.
They tried to do that on the O-line, but now they just can't protect. I mean, we for years we've been so good at protecting, and now it's just non-existent.
But it wasn't too bad though. I mean,
I'm just saying, as a season, this game wasn't horrible for protection, but this season has been pretty poor protection-wise. But I guess you got to take a win. I was saying it earlier. It's about quantity, not quality at this point in this league. You'll take a double-digit win. You'll take it.
We didn't have a double-digit win.
I should have said two-score win.
A two-score win. Gotcha.
Not a double-digit win. Two-score win. But
you won by 2 scores. You took care of business. You beat the Bengals at home. Those that didn't watch the game, they'll see 27-18 and kind of be like, well, okay, whatever. Scored 27 points. Didn't feel like it really. But it was tight most of the game. I mean, sweating. I mean, in the third quarter, it's 10-7. So it felt like, wow, what the hell's happening? So it's 10-7, and I'm literally yelling at the TV, this team sucks. And yeah, they just haven't really performed very well for 60 minutes of football in a game.
I am happy they just came through in the clutch, because I was ready to be like, there isn't a clutch bone in their body.
Here's the silver lining a little bit with the Packers and Jordan Love's growth a little bit, right?
He's playing the best football of his career.
Well, and this is the thing, like all the guys on Get Up, ESPN, they all hyper focus on the turnovers that he makes consistently. Well, he's pretty much taking care of the ball fairly well through the first 5 games they've played, right? So, he's got 2 interceptions or 3? 2 or 3?
2.
Is it 2 now?
Yep.
Yeah, 2 interceptions after the one today. So he's thrown 2 picks through 5 games. Not that big of a deal. I don't think he's had a fumble. Lost 1 fumble, the strip sack,
yep.
Right? So he's had about 3 turnovers. But here's the thing. So pretty much taking care of the ball. But going back to the Dallas game, several times he was put in several situations where in the past the crushing interception would end the game.
Yep.
Or it wouldn't come through. And he made the plays that we needed to get it to a certain point with, not on the final play of the game. Not counting that one. He didn't come through there where they could have won it. But still, there were several times in that game I thought for sure it was going to be an L, and it didn't, right? Today's game, 3rd and 9. Same thing. I thought, you know what? My thought in my body initially was, we're not getting this, because I just want to be pessimistic.
Fair.
But I also sat there and thought, okay, here's the time. Make the throw. Do what we'd watched Favre do for so many years, what Rodgers do for so many years. Make that 3rd down throw. And he did. And, and that was pivotal. I mean, that helped seal the game. Who knows what happens if that doesn't happen? So
probably lose.
So I think there's some hope there, because I feel like Love's playing well. We just need the rest of the team to play well. I think mostly offensive line. Offensive line needs to step it up.
Offensive line, defensive line.
Defensive line. They need to step it up.
And we need some turnovers. If we don't get turnovers, the season is already over. If we don't get turnovers, the season is already over. You have to get turnovers.
They're going to come. I feel like they're coming.
But I thought this was the week. I'm like, this is perfect. Joe Flacco's barely played in this offense. This O-line is garbage. I'm like, at least we get a strip sack on the guy. Nothing. No turnovers. We have 2 all season. It's just ridiculous. And one of them is a Hail Mary throw by Joe Flacco against the Browns. We have 1 true turnover.
That was against Goff, right?
Yeah. And it's like, it's ridiculous.
They're going to generate some. I mean, there's a lot of football left to play. We got 12 games left to play. So I think, that's...
We got to. I think the problem, though, with the defense, with how it's built, is the teams are so afraid of the pass rush. They're fine with dinking and dunking down the field. And the corners, they're not very good. They're not very good ball hawks. Like, none of them are known for getting picks. And McKinney, he plays deep safety, so most teams just are like, we're not going to throw that way.
Nobody's thrown deep on us at all.
And that's why it's a death by 1,000 paper cuts when teams finally figure out how to move the ball. For most of the season, it doesn't work, and we are really good at rallying and tackling. But whenever, for some reason, and especially when you face these 2 studs at receiver, teams figure out how to move the ball on you. And when you have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, and T. Higgins can snag any ball, Jamar Chase can snag any ball, you're going to get in trouble. And it's just disappointing to not. I mean, we're complaining about a defense that's still technically top 5 in pretty much every category.
Yeah, we're nitpicky, but that's just how we are.
You have to be.
We have to be nitpicky because
you have to expect perfection.
You want these guys to be better, and they're just not. They're not playing up to that level. But it's not. It's not how you start, it's how you finish, right? So for a shaky start, you're 3-1-1. That's
fair.
Not a bad spot.
Not a bad spot.
But we gotta get it together for that second half run. We don't have the bye week. That's behind us now. People are getting banged up. That's gonna everyone's dealing with injuries. It doesn't matter. So we just gotta finish the season. We just have to finish strong. Maybe they'll hit their stride. Maybe we'll be looking back going, hey, you know what? Now they're finally putting it together. Mm-hmm. So maybe that'll be the case.
We can be hopeful about that for sure. But yeah, all right, Packers get the big win. And now first in the NFC North, let's talk about another NFC North team. The Lions, they lose. Chiefs beat them 30-17. Chiefs are now perfect 500, 3-3 on the season. Lions dropped to 4-2. This game to me is about the Lions' missed opportunities.
Oh, yeah.
Early on, you had to settle for the field goal when they threw that trick play to Goff for the touchdown, but then it was a legal shift.
Which is very interesting, too, because, what prompted the refs to get together? I'd love to know that and discuss it.
I think it was a call from
Do you think
upstairs.
New York
had to
buzzed them and said, hey, wait a minute, our replay assist shows that was an illegal formation?
Probably. Had to have. And then they threw that incomplete pass to St. Brown on 4th and 2. They were up 10-6 at that point. And the Lions, obviously, they're known for going on 4th down. 0 for 1 in this game, and the Chiefs were 2 for 3. How many games have we seen the Lions? It's like, man, why did they win that game? And then you look at the fourth down conversions, and they're like 3 for 4. So they got beat at their own game in that department. They strip-sacked Mahomes. You didn't come up with the ball.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they just had multiple missed opportunities. They were better on 3rd down. They got gained a little bit. They definitely had less first downs than the Chiefs. But, I mean, Goff didn't play bad either. It just kind of felt like they didn't have their super explosive plays. They had some 20-yard gains. But...
Yeah, and to your point, I think this specific line indicates the lack of these big plays. Not that he's necessarily he's their big play guy, Amon-Ra St. Brown, right? I mean, 9 catches, 45 yards.
Yeah.
It's like, gosh, I don't know if I've ever seen him just average 5 yards a catch. So they're really kind of... they run those little gadget plays, those little quick slants. He's usually there for that really go-to 3rd and short or,
4th down.
3rd, 4th down. So yeah, he catches those, but he usually breaks a few. So when I see Amon-Ra St. Brown have 9 receptions, I'm usually figuring he's going to have 100 yards or more.
Or
he's going to be over or close to 100 yards receiving. So
I agree.
Yeah, it was a weird game because it felt like the Lions really outplayed them for most of the game. I mean, they were up 10-6, and from that point on, Kansas City outscored them 24-7. It just was like, I don't know. I mean, as much as we've seen Kansas City kind of struggle the first part of the season, it felt like, shit, am I watching this the Chiefs starting to turn a corner and looking like the Chiefs?
Well, their offense certainly looks like that.
Got Rashee Rice coming back. It's like, now they're going to start really putting some points up. I mean, the defense looks a little shaky, but boy, they made the plays in the second half to really stymie, the Lions. I mean, Goff only got sacked 1 time, but he was hit a number of times. And I felt like they had the pressure. Felt like they had a lot of tackles for a loss in the second half. And all of a sudden, Kansas City was just in control. So really weird. I agree with you though. I felt like missed opportunities by the Lions. They had the opportunity, and Dan Campbell said before the game they'd need to score 30 to beat the Chiefs, and it felt like they were going to do that early on. But then it just after the Goff. Actually, even after the whole illegal formation, they didn't score and they kicked that field goal. I mean, they answered right back a possession or two later and took a 10-6 lead. It's like, I think they overcame that. But yeah, the St. Brown not being able to convert on 4th down, that was tough for them.
But it's just such a weird loss, though. Like this, we're not used to the Lions losing like this.
Yeah, it was weird because they've usually been dominating other teams a little bit in the way that what Kansas City did to them, it feels like the Lions have typically been doing that.
It's weird. Kansas City just lost to the Jags.
I know,
and then they come out here and they win.
That's what we said. It's a week-to-week league. I mean,
it's just so.
If
bizarre.
Your team won this weekend, enjoy it because who knows next week. I just don't think the I don't know. Everything's just so tight. I don't think the gap between the best teams and the worst teams is that far. Because I just feel like it's just the old adage, any given Sunday, your team can win.
I think the gap between the top team and like the mid team isn't. I think there is a gap between like the very worst team. It may not show up on a Sunday.
You just wait until the 0-6 Jets roll in somewhere and win, and then you're gonna be like, how'd they lose? How did this team lose to the Jets?
Jets aren't winning the game this year. Jets are winning the game this year.
They will win a game. I'm sure they'll win. It just there's division games. There's just you just don't know. I mean,
you want to hear something crazy?
What?
The Chiefs did not have a penalty in this game.
Oh God,
they didn't have one penalty.
That's gonna play really well on social media.
I mean,
with
wild.
All of the people unboxing their Chiefs jerseys they just bought, and they're all referee jerseys. So,
yep.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. How many penalties did
4 for 43 for the Lions?
So there really weren't very many flags thrown in this game. Well, I guess what was declined?
Yeah, true.
I don't know. But Chiefs did not have a penalty that was enforced against them. So
the question for you is, and for me too, can Kansas City still win this division?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You think?
Yes.
I don't know.
How could they, dude? The Chiefs. I mean, what's the record right now?
2 games back.
They're 2 games back of who? The Chargers are 4-2, and Kansas City's 3-3.
Yeah, so then they'd have to have a Chargers win or loss and a Chiefs win.
Okay, so they're 2 games back,
and the Chargers already got a game on them.
Okay, so Kansas City's record or their schedule.
They still got the Bills.
They host the Raiders. That's a W.
Okay.
They host the Commanders. That's probably a W. They're at the Bills. Let's just face it, they beat the Bills.
What?
That's a W. They're at the Broncos. That's a tough one, but probably a win. The Colts at home. I don't know. I mean,
dimes.
At the Cowboys. I mean,
it's a tough schedule.
Home against the Texans, home against the Chargers, at the Titans, home against the Broncos, and at the Raiders. I mean, that's going to be big. Here's the thing. I feel like the Chargers have kind of hit some bumps. I don't know with their.
Well, they have so many injuries now.
Well, yeah, with their injuries, I don't know. I don't know. I think where Kansas City's sitting right now, they're absolutely in the hunt for the division.
Well, yeah.
The Broncos. Yeah, the Broncos are the Broncos. I don't know. It's tough to say. I mean, if they split, it's going to take them winning both against Denver, winning their remainder against the Chargers,
they gotta win their division
and beating the Raiders. So they gotta. I think they gotta win the rest of their division games to have a shot. If they drop one, if they split with Denver, I don't know. It just depends on what the Chargers do and what Denver does. But oh yeah, I think Kansas City is very much alive in this, and so
I agree.
They're playing pretty well right now, and if Rice gives them an extra boost, they might just outscore everyone. Who knows?
That would be crazy. They go from such a defensive team to an offensive team again. But
be hard to say, but I think you can't sleep on the Chiefs until somebody actually beats them. I don't know that I'd pick against them.
Fair enough. I picked them to win the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah,
at the start of the season. So
it's hard. It's hard to pick against them.
Yeah. But yeah, Chiefs get a big win. 3-3 now. I mean, if they drop to 2-4, you probably still got a loss to the Bills on the schedule. You probably drop one to the Broncos. The Broncos played them tough last year. You know, they'd be getting into some scary territory, but they get the win there. So, yeah, those are it for the games that we wanted to talk about. There's some other ones that will get covered tomorrow probably on the podcast. But, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment. Let us know if your team won or lost, how you're feeling about it, all those things. Check out TikTok. Have a good night. Enjoy the Monday Night Football games tomorrow. Should be some good ones. Got the Bears, Commanders, the Falcons, and the Bills. Should be good.
Should be a good game.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.